It's been a long time coming, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the first episode of the Shea McDonough Show. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm sorry if I'm not sounding like the most excitable person in the world. I just really don't want to mess this up, but I am happy to say we have quite a good selection of stuff here. I've got a little sheet there of what's to come. I've got some questions here for my fans that I'll be answering here. I'm going to do a section called the news, and this is basically going to be what's going to be coming up on my channel, on my eBay, social media, etc., as well as other things. What I myself have been up to give you a glimpse into the kind of life that I have. And at the end of every episode, I like to give you all a little tip for life, a little tip to help you get along as best as you can in the easiest way that you can also, and to make life a bit more enjoyable for you. So without further ado, there we go, we got there in the end. Let's get on to some questions first of all. So it's not a lot of questions, it's around 3 questions, but they are questions that I will be happy to answer. So I've got one from TikTok, which is Sarah Ann, and she says, what is your go-to comfort food? Now this is a hard question because I'm a foodie, if that makes any sense. I love eating, I love cooking, I like all sorts of food. I like to try as much as I can. And because of that, I have quite a big range of comfort food. So I'm going to say the comfort food that I would most enjoy and go back to, because in my opinion, when you want a specific meal and nothing else will do, that is what I would call comfort food. So do you know what, I think I would go with spag bowl. I think I would go spaghetti bolognese, but it has to be oven done, because the bolognese that I like to do is I'm rubbing my eyes so much, I'm so sorry, they're just really itchy today. The bolognese that I like to do is, it's kind of like Mary Berry's style, where you fry your onions and you fry your vegetables and your garlic and your mince and whatnot, and then what you do is when you add the tomatoes and stuff and the other ingredients, you then cook it in the oven. I've always done that. I've always cooked it in the oven. And it's changed my life because for some reason, it just makes it more of a comforting dish for me, because the meat melts in your mouth. It's so flavorful. And it's also really easy to do because you can then pop it into the oven, leave it for an hour. So you've got an hour to yourself. And also when it comes to making bolognese and just Italian food as a whole, you have to use fresh ingredients. You can't make any shortcuts or anything. You have to use real tomatoes, real onion, not onion powder or garlic powder. You've got to use real garlic, real herbs, real bay leaf, real thyme, real sage, rosemary. They're vital. You have to use fresh ingredients. I will allow such things such as I can't speak. That's another thing. I'm always struggling with speaking. I will allow tinned tomatoes and tomato puree, because making a bolognese with fresh tomatoes will take you a really long time, because they've got to be juiced for such a long time. You're going to be there all day, a couple of hours at least. And the tomato puree, it gives it that body. It gives it body and that really rich tomato flavour that works with a bolognese. And we've all come to know and love. And then you fry everything up. And, season with salt and pepper, of course. And then you finish it in the oven on 180 for around an hour. And good God above. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Lord. It is glorious. Absolutely glorious. So that's my comfort food. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect this question here, because I've known this person for a long time. They're really chill friend. They just said, cheese. Yes or no question.
Cheese. So.
But it's a question I will answer, and I'm going to say yes for cheese, because I have grown to be a bit more of a cheese fan nowadays. I do enjoy my mozzarella and my grilled cheese sandwiches, my macaroni and cheese, one of my favourites. But I can't just eat cheese by itself. It gets way too strong for me. And I've tried many times with like things like cheddar and brie also. Just for some reason, them cheeses by themselves, they're too strong for me, and I don't overly enjoy it. When it comes to like mozzarella, I'm okay with mozzarella, but I do like the mozzarella sticks or camembert, because sometimes at McDonald's, where I'm at least, they do these like discs of camembert cheese fried, and they're so melty. Oh my god, they are beautiful. But they're always round exclusively on Christmas. That's the one thing I don't like. You can only get them on Christmas. Why can't it just be a permanent thing? Make them permanent. I promise you, you'll make a massive profit. And I know some people can like buy them, but I've tried myself to buy them, but I cannot find any. And I've tried making them, but they just melt so quickly, and the batter just gets completely destroyed, and then I'm wasting a huge amount of oil. So the only resort I've got is to just get them at McDonald's around Christmas. So I hope that answers your question. Next question here, final one. We've got from Shadow Girl. This is an interesting question. If you could switch with a protagonist, animated, including anime or live action, what would it be? That is a really, really good question. The one that would be most realistic to me is Charlie Bucket from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because Charlie, in both films, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is kind of weird because Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory almost seems like it's more directed to Charlie, whereas Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is more directed to Willy Wonka. I mean, they're both great films, don't get me wrong, I love them both, but I always just found it a little bit weird. Charlie Bucket, he's a kind person. He wants to share. He wants to save up a lot, as much as he can. You know, he likes to make use of everything he's got. So he likes to save chocolate as much as he can, nibble by nibble. And I just feel like that would be more realistic to me, and it would be lovely as well to like have the chocolate factory and then be able to share the chocolate with people in my family. That is my decision. I would go Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Good question. Okay, so that is all of our questions done. Now let's get on to the news. So here we go. The first announcement is I am making a horror movie. I know I have said I've made movies before, such as The Colour of War, which was my first ever full-length movie. And there was a movie that was sadly cancelled, I'm afraid, called The Virus. It was like a Lego stop-motion one, but I fell into a really bad depression stage there, and I didn't have the passion or energy to finish the film anymore. And if I could go back to it now, I don't know if I would 100% enjoy it, I'm afraid. So unfortunately that's cancelled. But this one, I am happy to say, I'm looking forward to, I'm passionate about. It is called Tartarus Noir. And what this is, it is a horror movie set in the 1930s, where you've got two gangster brothers who now find themselves in purgatory for their crimes. And I take a lot of inspiration from gangster films of like the 1920s or the 1930s. I also take some inspiration from what in the name of the Lord was... Oh, it was a ruler. Is it? Okay, so I'm talking about a horror movie and then I've got a ghost. Is that what I'm trying to... Anyway, so gangster movies of the 20s and 30s. And also, Mob of the Dead was a massive inspiration as well. Have you ever played Call of Duty Zombies? Mob of the Dead, the zombies map from the second Black Ops, took a lot of inspiration from that as well, where you've got these criminals in purgatory, and it's a very gruesome sort of film. I'm going to share a screenshot here. It's not for the screamers, but there's a picture for you there. And I'm a kind of person that doesn't hold back, if that makes any sense. If I say I'm going to make a horror movie, I genuinely want it to be scary. So there's a sneak peek image for you. And also, I have got some sneak peek voice clips for you. Let's roll them, please.
Rejection. Yeah, believe me, that hurts. It does. But you know deep down inside, That's not the worst feeling you're going through, isn't it, Morgan? What's really hurting you is to be ignored, to be neglected, abused and played with like a goddamn toy. You know that more than anyone, don't you, Morgan?
So this is my big punishment. The big fucking universe taking its grand revenge for all my crimes. Well, I'm not taking it. You fucking hear me? I'm not kneeling for any fucking body. Sure, I've done plenty of shit in my life. I've lied, stolen, blackmailed, beaten, killed even, to get what I want and to get to where I am. You know what though? Say what you want, but listen here, mate. I don't regret a damn thing. The day that I do get out of here, or even if I get reincarnated, I'd happily do it all over again. Every goddamn part of it.
So that was me in the first one. And the second one is the legendary J.K. Tiger, aka the Madhouse, who is an extraordinary friend of mine, a wonderful, wholesome guy. You should check out his YouTube channel. I shall leave it in the description below. He is going to be participating in this film, and I have 2 other potential voice actors who will be joining me here. But I cannot reveal who they are, as they may not be fully committed yet, but I will make sure to update you as time goes by. So, talk to us more. Also, next up on the news is I've got many eBay listings that are available. So if you are wanting to possibly look at or purchase some of my artwork on my official eBay store, then you can check out some of the following paintings, which I'll be showing on the screen. Blondie Bar, Peaches and Cream, The Birch Trees, a Bougainvillea Triptych, Black, White and Red all over, and many, many more. So if you are interested in any abstract or portraits or emotional / horror art or landscapes, eBay store in the link in the description. Go have a look now. Portraits are only £10 until roughly the 20th of August, by the way. And delivery is completely free in the United Kingdom, but outside worldwide, I'm sorry, it is going to cost a little bit. Not a lot though, just like in American currency, let's say $10, but you will still have the same amount of passion and care for packaging and the paintings themselves, just as much as people here in my homeland, so do not worry. So eBay listings, go check them out now. Finally, in the news, I am happy to say that I have got a new iPad Pro coming next month, because right now I am on this iPhone here, and it's difficult to use because the screen is really small, and I have got typing problems where my hands can be a bit fidgety sometimes, and also my eyesight is starting to become a bit of an issue as well. I'm struggling to read things properly, I'm struggling to see letters properly, and so I'm often typing the wrong word by mistake. I mean, it's why, for example, the font here on this is quite big, so it's easy for me to read. So the iPad Pro is going to help me with that. And also, with the iPad Pro, I am going to be drawing the images from my horror movie, Tartarus Noir. I am also going to be able to have a better camera, so higher quality videos can be out too. It's going to be roughly 200 gigabytes, so I can store loads of images and videos on there. And maybe one day I could even capture 4K videos, which would be really cool. So, iPad Pro coming next month. Stay tuned. And that is the news. So, lastly, let's get into what I have been up to. A little fun thing to nearly end things off, because there's one more section after this, but what have I been up to? Well, I've actually got the bag here. Let me get it. There we go. I have been knitting scarves. I've been knitting scarves and, you know, hats here, and I'm wanting to try and do a sweater for myself. You may ask, why am I doing this in the middle of summer? There's a good reason, and that is because I am prepping and saving for Christmas now. I'm doing it now ahead of time, several months in. Let me explain. Whenever it comes to the festive Christmas season, I'm always in a state of panic, because I have 2 flaws. I'm a giver, and I'm a spender. I like to give things away, and I like to make sure people get really good, expensive presents. But also, I'm a spender. I struggle to save money. I'm often spending a lot, and it has become a bit of a problem as of recent years. So, what I've done to fix that problem is I'm going to start saving up now, so that way when the festive season does arrive, I have loads and loads of money, so I don't have to panic about running low on money, so I'm unable to get my friends or family Christmas presents. And I've got a money tin there which I'm using as well, because often I would keep it in a cardboard box or in a safe, and the hole on the cardboard box would be really easy to dig into, so I would get money and be tempted to spend more. And the safe, I have the key for it like 24/7, so that's just even more temptation. The only way that you can get the money out of the tin jar there is you'll need to destroy it with like a tin opener or like pliers or something. So that will help me lessen the temptation to spend even more money, more and more, so I'll save up more. So when it's Christmas time, I've got nothing to worry about. So, also, I have been doing a lot of painting and sketching, as you may expect, because I am now committing myself to be a full-time artist. Art is what I want to do. It's a hobby of mine that I know I can put time and dedication into, and I've been practicing, including some of the paintings and sketches that you're seeing on the screen now. I really hope that you can see my improvements, and I will be listing some of them on eBay, and I'm not pressuring you to buy anything, because that's another trick for me. I never ever pressure people into buying things that they don't want to, because it makes me look rude and desperate, like, please, I'm begging you, buy my stuff, or buy my stuff now, please. It just, I don't like being like that. It makes me not look like a good businessman, because I can now legitimately say I have a reputation to uphold, and you need to have good mannerisms, you need to be good at what you do, and you need to have patience. That's how you develop character into becoming a good businessman. Those three things. So, if you want to have a look or have a purchase, it's entirely up to you. It would mean a lot if you could have a look. But again, no pressure whatsoever. It is completely up to you. Also, I've been doing a bit more nostalgic things recently, because I find nostalgia puts me in a good mood as well. So I've been playing some Xbox 360 games. Oh, by the way, rest in peace to the Xbox 360 live service, I believe. From what I've heard on TikTok and stuff, it has been shut down. God in heaven, that really got me choked up then, because we've all grown up with the Xbox 360, and just to see it just go like that, it does hurt. It really, really hurts. But unfortunately, things had to happen, and so we had to say farewell. Luckily, I am still able to play online games on it, so that's good. I've been playing some Black Ops 1 recently, multiplayer and zombies, so that was fun. And also, I have been on the PlayStation 2 recently. I've got a PS2, and that's still working to this day, and I've been playing games such as Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, The Weakest Link. I've also been playing some Resident Evil Outbreak Files 1 and 2. Those are really nostalgic for me. And also, the reason why I'm looking at this is because all of my PS2 games are shelved up there. And also, I have been getting into Monopoly as well. That's a really good nostalgic game for me. And it's fun. It really is enjoyable. Really is enjoyable. And finally, here on this little section here, it is kind of a bittersweet moment for anime and manga fans, as the legendary comic series My Hero Academia is coming to an end. Well, it's over. From what I've heard, all of the chapters are written, they're finished, they're published, and the manga as we know it is over. Is it manga or manga? Please correct me in the comments below. Yeah, as we know it, it is over. Finished 430 chapters, I believe. That is crazy. And also the television series, the anime series has been getting really, really popular as well, especially after a certain event. I won't tell what. How do I know this, you may ask? Well, I've been kind of getting into it recently. I figured, well, if it's getting that popular, I might as well have a look. And I haven't watched the show yet, but I've been reading like some of the comic of it, and it is really good. I am surprisingly impressed by it by now. I hardly watch stuff like anime and stuff and manga, whatever you call it, but this I am generally properly enjoying watching. And also I've been making some art pictures of it as well. Mr. Compress, I think, was one of them. I don't know his real name, but Mr. Compress is a picture that I've drawn of. And yeah, I am enjoying it. It is really cool. And that is all the things here in my little notebook here. And not notebook, just, well, papers and stuff. There we go. You can see here I've got the questions on one page, then news on another page, and then what I've been up to on the last page. It just makes it easier for me to remember and read. So that is all the stuff there. And to end this show off, I want to give you a little tip for getting through in life, because as we know it, it can be difficult, especially in times like this where there's a lot of political stuff going on and there's a lot of sad stuff going on. So I want to try and give some tips to make it a little bit more acceptable for you, a little bit more easy for you. And the one that I can recommend today, especially at a time like this with like riots and protests, is just be kind. That is the best thing that I can give you today. Be kind. Because it's never expensive, it's never painful, and it's never evil to be kind. And it's not hard as well. Being kind is one of the easiest things that a human being can do. Whether it's letting someone go through the open door, or opening the door for someone and letting them go through. Whether it's to make a donation to someone or to a charity cause. Whether it's to text someone and say, hi, I'm just wanting to check on you. How are you doing? You okay? Whether it's showing some support on a stream that they may be doing on YouTube or on Twitch. Whether it is asking, hey, do you want to play a video game with me later? Whether it is just saying, hey, look, I appreciate you and I hope you're well. Being kind is life-changing. And I always say this, kindness is like candy. It can help make life a little bit sweeter. Just one act of kindness, when done properly, can really make someone else's day. And I've been doing so for a long time. And the amount of change that I've seen for people, it is wonderful. So just be kind, especially at times like this. Kindness always wins. Lovely. An empty glass, and what a perfect time to end the show. So I do hope that you have enjoyed the first episode of the Shea McDonough Show, and if you have any questions, you may feel free to ask them as a DM or on a post on my X account. You can ask them on a comment in this video, or you can ask them on my official Discord server. If you go to the description, you'll see a link to my card website, and then if you click on that, you will see the Discord icon. You can go there and you can be invited to my Discord channel. I'll provide you with roles and, you know, a proper recognizable thing for you, if that makes any sense. All that stuff. And then you can go to the Ask Me Anything channel, where you can ask me any question that you may have. If you have anything that you would like me to talk about on the next episode, please let me know. But until then, that will be all. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.